Get out.
Stan Winston changed the way that Hollywood thought about special effects. Stan Winston is responsible for some of the best monsters on film, from things like the Terminator and the Alien Queen, even the crocodile from Lake Placid. What Stan Winston did best was a really holistic approach to special effects. He really believed that the special effects should be hidden within a movie. So he wanted to find seamless ways to mix all sorts of different methods, makeup, animatronics, CGI, to find a way to make those characters seamless. One of Stan Winston's longest collaborations was director James Cameron. He wanted somebody to do makeup for his film The Terminator, and James Cameron had originally wanted The Terminator to be all stop motion. Stan Winston said, listen, that's gonna look fine, but I can give you something that's gonna look so much better. What you need is on set a real puppet. You need a real physical Terminator that people can interact with, and in the end, Stan Winston was absolutely right. When you count the actual amount of minutes of CGI in the final Terminator 2 Judgment Day, there's only about 3.5 minutes. So it's really more fascinating to know that almost all of what you're seeing on screen is practical effects. When you see stuff like the blade hands, when you see him get shot and a bloom bursts out, that is all practical. T2 features a much closer to the face version of the Terminator damage. By that point, they'd found a way to make it look really seamless and beautiful on Arnold Schwarzenegger's face.
Go! Move! No! Here! Here!
When it came to the Alien Queen, James Cameron actually approached Stan Winston with an idea of a special effects technique. He really dreamed that the Queen would involve 2 different puppeteers suspended by a crane, just making its huge size. Stan Winston agreed to it, even though he wasn't sure he could do it. So it's kind of a fascinating thing where these 2 artists were pushing each other to their limits. When it comes to a film like Lake Placid, while there is a lot of CGI, you still have a lot of practical crocodile on screen. One of the most important things when it came to creating a creature to Stan Winston was really the physics, the nature of them. He wanted to think how this creature would interact with the world. You see this 30-foot crocodile piece really moving the water, really displacing things, just doing stuff that CGI at the time could not do. Another interesting thing is just how much care Stan Winston and Stan Winston Studio would put into any effect they made. Something as small as Satan in End of Days is a 7-foot-tall puppet with a 12-foot wingspan. It's something that is integrated with CGI and miniatures and just everything. You can see this beautiful creation in the lighting, in the shadows, and in Arnold Schwarzenegger's reaction. While Constantine's special effects were mostly CGI, they created stuff on set that people could interact with to help with the acting. So for instance, the creepy CGI Vermin Man, they actually made a suit so Keanu Reeves could see what that looked like. And you can see in Constantine, even though they wanted to go all CGI, there's still that scavenger puppet that looks like a classic Stan Winston monster, just to have that perfect, beautiful, well-lit close-up. As time passes, it becomes more and more obvious that the 80s and 90s were really a golden age of practical effects. And the man at the center of that was Stan Winston.
Hasta la vista, baby.